All right, so digging in here on an end tackle stunt. So an end tackle stunt means that the end is the one going first on the stunt, and the tackle is the one that's going to go second. So the end is what we call the penetrator, and the tackle is going to be the looper. And there's a lot of technique that's involved in this. We're going to really focus here on doing these types of stunts in a pass rush situation. So let's get into that right now. So the key with any stunt, and the reason that we're doing it, is to sort of try to confuse the offense, or at least create some a little bit of confusion or some good angles for the defense, a little bit of deception. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to first sell something. We need to sell something to the offense to make them think we're doing a certain thing and then do something else. So we're going to use that concept running this stunt. So focusing in on the defensive end. Remember, they're the one going first on the stunt. So this defensive end wants to sell to the offense that they're a C-gap rusher. Okay, that's what they're trying to sell to the offense. And if we can do that, we can create some good angles and give ourselves a chance to make a play. So here you're going to see this defensive player is going to take 3 full steps at that C-gap. 3 steps as an edge rusher before stunting inside. So let's watch that here. As the ball is snapped, you're going to see 1, 2, 3 steps upfield. Okay, and now this player is planting that step, and now the stunt's going to happen. So if we just one jab step in coming inside, especially in a pass rush situation, doesn't always create the space that you're looking for. So you're probably going to want to have at least 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 steps upfield as that defensive end, who's the penetrator, on this type of a stunt. And you want to plant off that outside foot. So whatever step is going to get you planted on that outside foot, and that might change based on your stance. So whichever foot was forward in your stance might impact that. But here we see 3 steps before planting on that outside foot and stunting inside. And by that time, you see they've created some space. They've sort of set this stunt up. The looper is going to be the one making the play, but it all starts with setting up that stunt with those 3 hard steps outside and then stunting inside as the play develops. So here we're going to again focus on the defensive end, running the stunt, and here you're going to see a full 4 steps before coming inside. And this player is actually going to use a spin move to execute their stunt inside. But if you watch the footwork, you're going to see upfield, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 before planting on that outside foot, using a spin move to get inside. And again, by now they've created enough space for the stunt to take place. But they first had to sell something to the offense by rushing upfield into the C gap before executing the stunt. One more time here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, plant, spin inside, and now the stunt has a chance. Focusing now on the tackle, who's going to be the looper on the play. And a lot of the same concepts sort of come into play here. They're going to need to sell something to the offense to create some space for this stunt to happen. So here you're going to see this defensive tackle get into the guard. He's actually going to work to the inside shoulder of that guard, really making that guard think that they're an upfield rusher, setting the timing and setting the space for the stunt before looping outside. So if you watch this tackle, they're going to get into that guard, actually work to that inside shoulder, create that space for the stunt to happen. Now when the end comes inside, who's the penetrator, now 95 can loop to contain, right? So if this quarterback were to be flushed out of the pocket because of the penetrator, now the looper is there to help make the play. And again here, focusing on the defensive tackle. So here you see the defensive tackle lined up in an outside shade on that guard. But again, you're going to see this tackle work to head up to almost inside of that guard, to really create that space, to occupy that guard, to create a situation where that end can stunt inside. And here you're going to see the tackle, who is the looper, there you see working inside, creating that space, and then looping to the outside. Actually, he ends up being the one who gets free and has a chance to pressure the quarterback. So just because you're the looper doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be the one making the play. Both players have equal opportunity to make a sack happen on this type of a stunt. And one more example here, you're going to see the same type of thing developing where this tackle is going to really work upfield to occupy that guard, and the tackle is going to be the one rewarded. This end is going to spike inside, this tackle is going to loop around, and the tackle is going to be the one rewarded with the sack once this stunt sort of plays out. You're going to see the penetrator take up 2 blockers, the looper comes around, and he's the one who gets in on the sack on the play. So Couple key takeaways. Remember, you want to sell something to the offense. This is especially true when we're using a stunt to pass rush, right? You can really take those upfield steps when the offensive linemen are pass protecting, then execute the stunt. You might have a little better chance of getting home to the quarterback.